go over a little bit here on these summoner spells.
So Alistar taking very, very predictable summoner skills here as he's grabbing Clairvoyance and Flash, Ghost and Flash out of Rise. Chauster picking up Cleanse and Flash. So he's wanting to make sure that he's not locked down by any of these stuns later on in the game. Also, if he gets pulled, he can cleanse out of that before the knockup or after the knockup and stuff like that, and blink and flash away. So that's kind of a safety net for him there. Gentleman at Cho'Gath that we're seeing here with Ghost and Flash on that. Of course, their jungling Rammus is going to be taking Flash and Smite, and well, you're Jackson. You've got the Eyes of God. So,
oh yeah,
that's what we see here. And now, as we're looking at LE's team, of course, Amumu jungling, Smite and Flash again, Ghost and Flash out of Vladimir. Definitely escapability being a big concept with a lot of these summoner spells. Malphite taking Ignite and Ghost. Corki again with Flash and Ghost. Blitzcrank using the Clairvoyance for this team here, also taking Flash.
And then little Teemo there with Revive. Oh, how cute.
Well, because if I die, I want to come back to life, so I can look through my little telescope.
I was in a 1-versus-1 match. We were off by the towers defending them so that the middle towers, and would all be, nice and even. Because if you lose a tower, there's that advantage system now. And I guess there was a big team fight going on. I didn't notice that I was losing health, and I died, and I actually had to cast through black and white for a whole 30 seconds. So yeah, don't do what I did and die. Because that's no bueno for your camera. It's like playing through old-time skills and all that. But no, we do have game number 2 here now. Started up. I do have Counterlogic Gaming are making their way very eagerly here to the front. And in front is going to be Cho'Gath. Hotshot GG leading the pack. And they're likely going to have to be very wary. Because last time we started up this game, Low ELO did do a successful jungle gank onto St. Vicious, which really put behind his jungling rotation. So I'm thinking they're going to have to definitely be a little bit smarter this round. They don't want to give up that advantage, especially 30 seconds into the game, and we're going to have everyone just bunch up. We're going to have to see where they want to go.
Yeah, they're being very passive here. Last time, though, they had a very they did not have near as strong of a first blood team, and I think almost right now, and I could be wrong, and I'm sure I'll get corrected in IRC if I am, Counterlogic Gaming, I feel, has a much stronger first blood team, depending on the circumstance. And by that I mean as long as one of them doesn't get pulled away from Blitz early on, if they're attempting to defend or go for a blue buff. I feel that they have just a stronger head-on right now. If they said, hey, we're going to fight CL Gaming, a little bit stronger here. And neither team really working towards their blue buffs. We see Counterlogic just being very, very passive in the bush here. And then we look up at LE, who, again, being pretty passive here. And I think I have a fail train again.
Yeah, I'll pick you up here, dude. But it does not look like we're going to have any kind of big blue...
So many trains tonight.
Well, hey, it's a Friday night. Shipment's got to get going to places. But yeah, we're not going to have any kind of big ganks going down. It does not look like any of those level 1 fights are going to be initiated. We do have Rammus not going to be starting out at blue just in case. As he did say, they really want to be a little bit more defensive. Not going to be starting at that blue. Rammus is going to be starting at these Wraiths instead. Already used his Smite, I do believe, to take out that blue guy. And Chaucer's going to be taking mid here with Ezreal. It does look like it's going to be helping out Amumu a little bit over on the blue buff. So... we do have actually a double lane going up top here for Counterlogic Gaming. We do have Rise and Alistar. They're going to be taking on Vlad. So Vladimir, 2 versus 1. Not the best situation that he wants to be in. Might be able to get denied a little bit. You might want to mute your mic there, Fail Train. But we also have that. That's going to leave Hotshot GG in the bottom lane to go 2v1 with Audacity Lucky on that Malphite and Blitzcrank there as well. And dude, you can still hear that train. Mr. TwiZ.
Can you hear me now?
I've been able to hear you the entire time.
Well, I'm muted. I don't know what is up, man. I muted the mic and the stuff here, so I guess evidently it doesn't want me to mute. Failtrain pwns me. But what we're actually seeing here is a roaming Alistar. Right off the bat here, it's not a 2v1 up top. Why is this train still going by? It should be gone by now.
Terrible, man. Yeah, take a quick look at Rammus here. Kobe going to jump up here, or maybe not. Maybe he's going to go looking for that Amumu. Could have seen an early possible gank, but we do have the eye of the disbeliever going down as Kobe is going to have to be forced out of that. Could have been a very early first gank, but we did also had Alistar swap there to the middle. As he did say, he's going to be a little bit roaming, and he looks like he's going to come down south to Hotshot, going to have to take on that robot and rock monster. Rammus does find Amumu, who's going to be crying and running away like a little girl, because that's what Amumu does, and he does it well. But I do think we did smite a golem there. I think that was Kobe that smited it, though. Pat?
All right, yes, I think my train is now gone, so we should be good here. All right, can you hear me now? Yes, you can. All right, train is gone. I had to mute everything. It should be good. So Alistar heading back down towards the bottom lane. Rise trying to come up here, and he does catch Vladimir, and he's able to pop a couple skills out there, dropping Vladimir down to 2 bars of health. He's trying to get a little bit of that health back. But no, Corki comes from the middle lane, and now they've caught Vladimir, or they've caught Rise. And now Corki trying to chase after Rise. Rammus here trying to attempt to help as well. Snare from Rise onto Corki. Corki being pushed back out of this now. Again, another attempt for a first blood, and we do not see it.
Both teams taking very big precautions not to give up that first blood, because it is that coveted big motivational thing. First blood, you always wanted to be on your team, otherwise you might start getting a little, oh great, well we lost first blood, now it's over. I have actually seen games where people give up after the first blood, which is kind of really ridiculous. But we do have a Blitzcrank. He's wanted up here to the mid. He was trying to cover mid while we did have Corki on his Wild Goose Chase trying to grab that kill onto Rise. Now we also had Rammus there, but he didn't actually do anything to help out at all, which I thought was a little weird. He did a little bit of body blocking, a little bit of aggression, but I mean we knew that his bluff was definitely just that, a bluff. But it worked. They retreated. No kills going down. Rammus doing a great job in this jungle. He was able to steal that red buff from Amumu, which is actually not going to be that great for Amumu, because now he's minus a red buff. And Kobe doing a great job controlling this jungle. I wonder if he's going to go down here. Nah, of course not. He's going to be fine.
Yes, he does survive here. So let's give predictions early here, just based off of champions alone. Well, and I guess knowing which team's which. Who do you think right now has got the better chance of winning?
Well, I think it will come down to how well we can recover out of this jungle, because we are now missing that red buff rotation for Amumu, and these junglers, they really do depend on these early red buffs to supplement their lack of movement skills. Although we do have that boots of speed there on Eclipse, who is that Amumu. But we also have this Blitzcrank up here. If this Blitzcrank can land some pretty decent hooks, we're going to see a bunch of collapses down on top of heroes, and I mean that's going to bring the pain. So if Rise comes up too much closer, I think we're going to see a first blood.
Possibly. It all depends what we see GG doing here. We see Vladimir pushing over to that side, attempting to bait. Now they are coming out of here, but Rammus quickly responding to that as he is actually on his way up there for a gank as well. Rise very, very low on mana. Rammus flashing out of that fight. Vladimir being forced to use his puddles. He's backing out of there. Blitzcrank going for a pull, not able to get it. Rise just out of his reach here and was able to survive. So luckily, I mean, that's weird as Rammus goes to come up for a gank. Blitzcrank and everybody come out to gank as well, and nobody dies again.
6 minutes, 40 seconds, no deaths, just the way Counter Logic Gaming likes it. Well, nah, that's probably a lie. They could be up 40-0. I think I'd prefer that too. Big, heavy emphasis on this tri-lane that has now actually become a thing up in this top lane. It does look like big damage going down on this tower. Rise must be crying for help, because Rammus did leave. He kind of assumed that we were going to see everyone just jump out of there, but Rise does have that ultimate ready to go, putting down some decent AoE damage. Now, as I did say, this Blitzcrank with his stuns and sorry, not his stuns, his grab and his pop-up could definitely be a big factor in getting off some of these ganks. It does look like they're going to leave him alone in that lane. Rammus not too concerned. He's going to take out mid here, cover it for a little bit while we do see Ezreal come back. We do have a lot of pressure in this bottom lane, though. Elements and Hotshot, they're going to be trying to put down some hurt here on this tower in retaliation, because I don't think we're going to actually have enough to tower dive Audacity yet. He is going to be taking some spam, and I think it'll be okay. Ezreal in the mid is going to be covering, as we do not see the Counter Logic Gaming mid. Chaucer has actually, that's not Chaucer, sorry, Corki has actually gone back to town.
Yes, Corki did be there. And again, at bottom lane, nobody's there. Hotshot pushing a little too close to that tower there sooner than the neutrals, and they're actually beating away at this tower now. We see Blitzcrank quickly trying to respond to this, moving from the top lane towards the bottom now. Ram is coming down, maybe going to help. Nope, he's going back as well here. Blitzcrank trying to run up there, possibly attempting to go for a pull. Nope. I thought he was going to hope to get up there just in time to try to grab a pull, but it doesn't happen.
We still see, I mean, 8 minutes, 20 seconds, still very defensive. Right now, it does look like a race for the first tower. Nobody's really that far out of position or really being harassed to death that much. Amumu's going to be grabbing his blue over in the jungle. We do have lots of wards going down. Again, early games, I think I've said this many times before, the two key factors of this game, movement speed and map control. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wards, no less than 6 wards down right now across the map over both teams. So, I mean, you can really see it right off the bat that we want to see these ganks coming in. We don't want them to be successful, and we want to try our best to get ours off instead.
Yes, that is what we are looking for. Blitzcrank, I don't know if he's trying to rotate. Yeah, he's trying to rotate to the middle. Both these guys have Dragon warded, as you can see here on my screen. Both teams with the ward there. So Ezreal is very, very aware of what's going on right now. And it's definitely, you can see him hugging the wall on this side over here. I don't know why he's coming around here. He may be putting himself into a really bad situation, as we see Blitzcrank trying to position himself for a pull. But he does back just in time to do it here.
Now, the thing with, Corki, he does have that Valkyrie. He does also have those double movement summoner spells as well. I mean, Ezreal, again, another one of those heroes with that built-in flash. He also has himself that other flash as well as a cleanse. So he's very defensively built here, as he does not really want to be caught off guard as well. We do got some spam going on down south. Chu going to be taking some damage. We got the heal coming out from Elements. He's going to have to wander off and away, but Audacity, lucky, he's going to be taking a little bit of the cover fire, and no kills going to be going down there. In fact, it might be in the mid. We do have a taunt flare from Remus. A great flash getting out of the ultimate coming out from Chaucer. That would have likely been a kill, but the taunt preventing the flash. We also had the ultimate come out there from Kobe, and it does seem that things are starting to heat up. People really want to get this kill going.
Yeah, so pushing for first blood, it's kind of something that you really, I mean, it shouldn't be really looked over. Not only does it give you that extra gold and stuff, it also is going to set the team morale and pace for the game. So if you're excited and pumped up about that first blood, it's definitely going to show throughout the gameplay of the game. I wish that I could see some kind of statistics on just how many teams lose after giving first blood compared to the ones that just win after gaining the first blood. So up at the top lane, we see Amumu coming up to the top to help out Vladimir as he uses his ultimate to jump right in there, and he's going to stun Ryze. Ultimate from Vladimir onto Ryze as well, and Ryze using Flash to escape from that fight, and nothing going to happen here. He actually is going to come back and drop some burst damage on top of both of these guys, and they looked at it as a gank, but I think Ryze did a little bit more damage there than what had been done. Blitzcrank now coming down here, looking for an opportunity to possibly grab a pool. I don't know, this bush is not warded, so Ryze doesn't know what's going on. Blitzcrank attempting to run up here. No summoner spells up, but GG able to move just outside of where that pool is going to be.
Yeah, a little bit of good prediction going down there on the part of big fat GG, because he didn't get hit, he didn't get ganked, he used that flash very defensively, but he's going to live to tell the tale. We're now approaching the 12-minute mark, and still no first blood, no first tower going down, which is something we don't really see in these high-level matches. It's usually we start seeing a snowball at least by now. Big damage going down onto Chu from up top, however. Some unlucky bounces, is not going to be landing a kill on him. He's going to have to retreat. But something that you're going to be seeing here from Low ELO, they have double, they got double wanderers. They got 2 wandering heroes. I mean, Amumu, sure, he's going around and facing all these creep camps and destroying them as well. But, oh, no, we might have Kobe coming in here from the side. He is going to flash right over there to Fat Shady. It might be we are going to get off that taunt. I don't think we have an ultimate, but to Chaucer, yes, he is going to grab that last kill with that skill shot. And Amumu actually might be a nice second place here. But we do got the you got that big Yeah, we got the grab there from Achu, who's going to be followed up there to Malphite, and that's what I'm talking about with the Blitzcrank. You grab them right through those barriers, and they cannot do anything about it. Audacity Lucky, unfortunately, going to get caught in the crossfire. A great headbutt there from Elements with a nice fist bump up to the air, and Achu is going to be forced to run away, but he does get a grab onto Elements, but I don't think that tower is actually going to do too much because we do got that rock shield coming out, the unbreakable wheel. Whew.
All right, a lot of action there, especially continuous stuff going on for you. But that's exactly how quickly the tides can turn there. So, Counter Logic Gaming coming away with the, I believe, pretty strong advantage there now, as the score being 3-1.
Yes, that is the score, 3-1. It's funny because we have like no kills for 12 minutes, and we get 4 kills in 1. Just guys to show people are really trying to jump into this.
Yeah, and Chaucer doing a very good job in middle now, as we see him pushing 20. He has actually pushed 20 kills ahead there, or 20 CS, I should say, ahead in middle lane over what Corki has gotten. And down goes the first tower of the game on this as well, as Counter Logic Gaming has managed to push one of Ellie's towers, and the bottom tower drops.
It is looking like a lead has emerged, and Counter Logic Gaming is the one that holds it. They're up by 2 kills, and now that extra tower, I got 150 gold in my bank, and Kobe actually missing his chance there to get a little bit of damage off onto Amumu. But look at that right now, Chaucer does have that red and blue buff. He's just going to be spamming all this damage going down onto Fat Shady. He did use his Valkyrie to get into the lane. Might have been a little bit over eager, as now he's just really forced back out. But we do have Rammus and Cho'Gath jumping around here. They might be able to find this Amumu. They are going to find this Amumu. They do get a sandwich pincer in there. Down goes the taunt. We're going to have the Rupture thrown up there with the silence, but no, we are going to have the Amumu retaliate with his own ultimate. We do got a Chew up here as well. Grabs Hotshot GG out of the running, but no, he's going to on that Eclipse. I wonder how Yordles taste, but that's going to give him another stack. He's up to 5 feasts, and that's only going to further lead here, 4-1.
So let's pay quick attention to, obviously, grabbing the blue buff. Look at Cho'Gath's item, picking up the wards. He's like, ward. I'll do more wards. Let's do more wards. Lots and lots of wards. So pink wards, green wards, all different colors of wards. And now we see the exact opposite of what happened last game, is Counter Logic Gaming with a very dominant lead here, going to be able to grab this dragon.
It does look like that Blitzcrank does not want to really contest that 3-on-1. Can't really blame him. Kobe's going to be tanking that like a boss with that Heart of Gold, as well as another cloth armor coming out. Mercury Treads, Heart of Gold. You know what? It's 15 minutes into this game. I'm going to keep an eye here on the top lane, but what do we got here for items, TwiZ?
Well, a little bit of action happening at the top lanes right now. Vlad trying to go after Ryze with that ultimate and everything else. Corki coming in to help out, and Ryze is going to drop down to that. Vlad barely squeaking by with a little bit of health. It's Fast Shady. Valkyrie's up and over there and puts out some damage. And let's take a quick peek at items. One thing I noticed, I don't believe that Fat Shady was playing Corki last game. I thought he played Tarek last game, didn't he?
Sure.
I believe so. So he's actually switched roles into the carry, and they've actually taken down the top tower of Counter Logic Gaming. So 1 tower each right now, and looks like they may be continuing this push a little bit, as nobody's responded to this lane, who's in desperate need of some attention. And still nobody near this. This might be a second tower that's going to be going down here. Will they sneak it in? We see Ryze and Rammus both coming from the well there. And nope, they're going to get out of here. So you asked me about items. Well, now that all this action's over, let me tell you a little bit about the items that we're seeing here. Amumu with a couple hearts of gold, which is exactly what we had seen last game. Vladimir picking up those Ionian Boots of Lucidity just for some more cooldown reduction. Malphite grabs that the Catalyst, and that's just to help him sustain himself throughout the lanes. So Catalyst is such a great item, because instead of the times where you normally have to back him, like, oh, you know what? I'm 3/4 of the way to a level, guess what? I don't have to be. I can stay and not lose any experience. Corki grabbing the Manamune. Nothing too important on Blitzcrank, as he looks like he's getting ready to build up his Catalyst. So I thought Miramis might have been getting ready to go in there. Alistar with the Philosopher's Stone and the Boots of Mobility, and a Heart of Gold. Ryze with his Catalyst and his Negatron Cloak going into that Banshee's Veil quite earlier. He's also building stacks on that Tear of the Goddess. So that's something that's going to be built in that Archangels later on in this game. Ezreal, 2 Dorn's Blades, and that Brutalizer. Really nice item here. I'm a big fan of Brutalizer on a lot of AD champions. Cho'Gath, again, with his Catalyst and a lot of wards. And the Merc Treads. And Kobe just with Merc Treads and a couple Hearts of Gold. And that's going to round out your items of what's going on right now.
Again, we do see very similar item builds as we did see last game. Philosopher's Stones coming out, Hearts of Gold coming out, and I did have a conversation there with one of the guys there in IRC, and this all just kind of fits into the whole tanky DPS metagame that seems to be predominating right now. So we do see people just kind of turtle up with all of these, and then 45 minutes later, if you can't really keep them down, they're just gonna have so much gold that their items start snowballing all at once. And we are kind of seeing that here again. I mean, let's take a quick count. We got 1 Heart of Gold, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see at least 5 Hearts of Gold, as well as that 1 Philosopher's Stone on Alistar. So right now, I mean, 6 gold per 5 items in this game.
And looks like an attempted gank up at the top lane. Vladimir using that Sanguine Pool to escape from any of that damage there, as we've seen Rammus and Alistar both trying to chase after that. And Ward's there is definitely going to reveal what's going on. Ryze turning around to do a little bit of poke, and we couldn't see the first team fight here as we see a pull, but pulling Rammus into this, and here comes all this damage, and LE definitely seeing exactly what these guys are made of, as early on in the game, Counter Logic just destroying them. Vladimir using that pull again to attempt to get away from this, but I don't think that's going to be enough to help him, as Ryze with the snare, and that's going to finish him off, and that's going to pick up his double kill. We see Ezreal now trying to chase down Amumu, and Chaucer's going to pick up that one. Now, Audacity Lucky going to be the last one left, and Ryze may just... Nope, he's not just going to go for this. He's going to poke a little bit more. But kind of the opposite of what we had seen last game. Wouldn't you have to agree with that, FourCourt?
Well, I think the last game we saw them at an 8-3, and right now it's 8-2. So I'd even say it's a little bit better than last game. But yeah, we have seen a big swap right now. Big team fights being won out here by Counter Logic Gaming over top of Low ELO. And here we are. I mean, 19 minutes where it looks like, I don't know why, but Big Fat Gigi is going to be tanking it. But it is going to be a quick Baron snipe if we can get it off. Now, we do have that ward up at the top, so they do know, I mean, Low ELO, they do know what's going on, but they're not going to be able to mount any kind of resistance, even having the Ezreal ult come out of there. I'm up to now 790 gold with a whole bunch of experience, nearly level 3, and that just kind of shows you how much experience ahead we are also here done by Counter Logic Gaming. I mean, right now they got the kill count, they got the towers, they got the Baron. I think they've had both dragons, or maybe only 1 dragon, and just looking at the creep kills, 102, 166, 85 to 124, 112, 71. So they have pretty much the trifecta in advantages right now.
And we do see a surrender vote coming up on my team here, which you guys are seeing it on the screen. 3 votes right now, about halfway through. I don't know what these guys' ultimate decision is, but I'm sure they're discussing it. And what they're going to be discussing is, hey guys, we have Corky. If we can do something, we will have a chance late game. But no, they're like, you know what? As a team here, we are going to end this, and this game is over. So now we're looking at 1-1. Counter Logic Gaming grabbing the win from this one. And Team LowELO with a win from the previous one. So we are at best of 3, literally, as we move into the 3rd round.
See, I totally called that. Counter Logic Gaming through that first game so we can have all this hype, for the 3rd round. But no, we are going to go into that game, guys, as, best of 3 and 1-1 definitely means you got to go play that 3rd game. So I got the victory screen. We're going to move on, and we're going to see what we can do to get these picks and bans going at a very quick rate, because it has now been, well, about 3 hours since the original start of this. I know Europe time is going to be wearing down on some people. Let's see what we can get going here for game number 3 of the National ESL Game of the Week between Counter Logic Gaming and Low ELO.